Okay, 10 seconds I've been live and I didn't realize it. Good day. Happy Saturday, everybody. I just wanted to pop in. I've been on more. Aren't y'all proud of me? So, anyways, I just wanted to pop in today and address this issue that I've been thinking about. So, over the last couple of days, I've been hearing, COVID's coming back around and this, that, and the third is happening in the world. And so, you guys know there are a few people that I follow, like on Facebook, that I follow, for information. There are people that I follow on TikTok for information. So the other day, I was on TikTok and there was this story, or there was this TikToker, I guess. I don't know what to say, YouTuber, but this person on TikTok, she does news and she's like going over the news, and somehow like they were all talking about the vaccine or whatever, and she's like, oh, well, I'm vaccinated. Hey, Queen D. How are you? So she says she's vaccinated or whatever. So people in the comments were saying things like, oh, well, coronavirus or COVID was a hoax and this and that, blah, blah, blah. So, she's saying, well, no, it's not. It's not a hoax. It was very much real. And over half of the planet died from COVID. So, I don't know if that's true or not. I've never read that anywhere. So, I was just kind of taken aback by that because I didn't know that. So it's almost as if we're living in different realities or different timelines, because for her, it was very real. She said that she received the actual condition when she was out of the country. Um, she nearly lost her, self. Friends, family members all lost themselves. So, but on my end, in my world, um, I work for the medical field, and we thought we were going to lose our jobs because we had no patient information to pre-authorize. The inpatient admissions were very minimal, because otherwise, if they were coming in at the rate that people were saying, then we would have had to do more inpatient cases, which we did not. We literally thought we were going to lose our jobs. My friend, who's a nurse, was on an assignment in California that was cut short. The contract was cut short at a hospital because they had low census. And California was one of the places that they say was most affected. So in my reality, it was as if it was not happening in the sense that they were saying it was happening. But in other people's reality, over half of the planet was just lost themselves from that. So for me, it's just like, it feels strange because then, like, this person got so, people were in the comments that were obviously in my reality too, were upset saying, and you guys know I posted my gematria for my dad on there, where I was talking to Zach from Gematria News, and I don't know if I said something about it because you can't really say anything about it or about the actual thing. So I was like, but that came up in my dad's gematria for his passing, and it was going on. So in order for what I mean, like you guys know where I'm going with that. So are we living in realities that are separate from one another that will cause us to come at each other? Like I said, this TikToker was so upset with people. She was telling them, don't come on her live, and then somebody reported the live and she had to jump off and then she came back on. I mean, it was a real mess. Like it was a mess. And all I'm thinking is the people that feel like they're right about what happened during that time, that is their truth. Because I would not dare say to you it wasn't real for you, but I'm not wrong either that it wasn't as serious in my world. Does that make sense? So another thing happened today. So I'm watching this thing on Facebook about Whitney Houston and her alternative life lover. All these pictures of this girl, and she was her right hand woman, and this and that. I grew up in the era of Whitney Houston before she married Bobby Brown. I don't remember. They were showing tabloids of is she gay? Like they were showing literal like evidence that this was circulating in the world at that time. So I'm like trying to figure out, okay, was I just sheltered and I didn't see the tabloids that said that? Because I remember her always being in the Inquirer, always being in tabloids, but I never remembered that story of her having an alternative lifestyle and the lady being around. Like I don't remember that from that time frame. Like are we in a whole like it, that didn't happen on my timeline when I was a kid or when I remember. That did not happen on my timeline. So Queen D, you said you remember the rumors. So how old are you? Because I'm 47. And was these rumors about when she was with Bobby or okay, so you're my age. I don't remember it. So they must have covered it up before I ever got wind of it. But it seems like I would remember that lady though, because as many scenes and situations that they have her a part of, it seems like I would have remembered that. But I don't remember anything of that lady. I don't remember the swirl. I don't even remember the interviews of them asking her if it was true. Like I watched her interviews. I watched because like when they remember the crack is whack one. I don't do crack. Crack is whack. You know what I'm saying? So we remember that. I remember that whole entire interview. I don't remember anybody ever. I remember other interviews with her. I just don't remember that. And that's a huge thing to not remember. I mean, It's like we are living in alternate realities. Like it's happening in your world, just like with this, you know, Kukarachi virus. It's happening in your world, but it's not happening in my world. And the other thing is, okay, so the BRICS thing. You have people saying the dollar's going to collapse. You have people saying the dollar's never collapsed. Okay, so see, that's what I'm saying, Queen D. If it was before Bobby in the tabloids, I don't even remember her having a best friend back then. I don't even remember that. I just remember Whitney always being with her mom because her mom was back in the day. Her mom was very pretty, just like she is, or she was, and so maybe I just missed it. Maybe I just missed it. Or maybe we were in two alternate realities where my Whitney Houston was not that person. Like, you know what I mean? Like, not that she's necessarily bad or something like that, but I'm just saying, like, in my world, Whitney Houston was perfect until she met Bobby, and Bobby just, you know, he was the problem. It wasn't her. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I felt about Whitney Houston. And then, of course, you know, her death was super tragic, but, and weird, and seemed scripted, being that the daughter is, you know, it's just, you know, like, I really feel like we're on the freaking Truman Show. Like, we've got to be, because, like, yeah, we've got to be on the Truman Show, because it just, the stuff that be happening just be like, both of them in the bathtub, seriously. Like, are we on The Sims? Like, this is a funny joke for somebody. Like, really. But anyway, back to the currency thing. So they're saying, like, oh, it's never fell, and da da da. And do y'all actually think the United States is going to let the dollar collapse? Um, but then, so then, you know, you have people saying this stuff, but then you have live feed videos of people in Mexico saying that they're building the wall anyways, because when the dollar collapses, they don't want our asses over there, our broke asses, because that's what it's going to be, if, you know. So, in one reality, this is not happening. Money is still moving. You know, commerce and trade and everything is still going on. People are still going to work. There's no big deal. But then, on the flip side, Mexico's building a wall to keep us out. What's going on? Like, what's going on? It was something else I wanted to say too, and I can't remember what it was about. It seems like it was something old. I'm trying to think what has come up lately that kind of had me feeling like, oh, and then, like, even with, like, relationships and men and people, like, two different realities. Because, like, in one reality, there's these people that feel like, or I ain't even gonna say feel like, that have good marriages, that have, oh, excuse me, y'all. Um, they have great marriages, they have great, you know, people in their life. And in their reality, you know, relationships are great. They're persevering, they're growing their relationships, they're growing their love. And then on the flip side, you have the total opposite. And it's like, in some people's reality, it's always been that There's just a bunch of no good ass, people out here or men or whatever. That's always been their reality. But for us, it's like it's new. It's like, damn, people wasn't this bad, like people wasn't shit like not for real, like not shit like that. But now it's really bad, like it's really bad. And so then you have like these core people in your life that you kind of love and care about, and that are striving for higher things. But it's almost like, literally, if I remember something one way and you remember it a different way, that is literally like the CERN, the everything that they're saying is responsible for these timeline jumps. You could be living in a reality of you have everything you need and then some, you're traveling, you're doing this. But on the flip side, the person that makes the same amount of money as you is living paycheck to paycheck. They can barely take care of their family. What's going on? Like, why is the reality so different? And I really feel like this is how what they're using now. I mean, the COVID thing is a perfect example of these people being pitted against each other, because one person remembers it this way and another person remembers it a different way. Now, you're going to tell me that my memory and what I feel and what I saw happen is not valid. That is another way of them pitting us against each other with this Mandela effect and these timeline changes. Just like um, the guy said that when he went to his family and told them about Brasilia now being the capital of Brazil when it was always Rio de Janeiro. And they started giving him stats, like a download. You remember one thing, I remember something else. My daughter doesn't live in the United States. She lives in Asia, but this time of day, I don't think she would be calling me. So I don't think that's her. But anyways, y'all, um, that is basically what I wanted to come and say. Like, I just think that we're all. And then, like, okay, so speaking of Japan coming up on my phone, this is so odd. But, um, hey, ring, ring. um, Another thing, speaking of that, so I saw something this morning, I saw a news article day before yesterday of China going through hell and back, all kinds of stuff going on there. And then also, I saw that Japan is dealing with similar craziness. Different realities. Like, this stuff does not even come up on my timeline, on my algorithm of what's going on. And then you also have people, another example of the timeline, you have people saying, things are coming down, the prices of things are coming down, it's going to get better, you know, we have to go through these rough times to get to the other side, and just be steadfast, it's going to get bad but it's not, you're going to be fine. And then you have other people saying, get a bug out bag, you need to get land, you need to move out to the country, you need to have a food storage, you need to have this, the grocery store shelves are empty. When I went over here, this happened. Da, 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 da. But in my reality, when I do my Instacart order, almost all my stuff is there every time. On the weekend, during the week, if I go to Publix, you know, Walmart sometimes is bullshit, but that's been happening. It's not like new. That was even like pre-pandemic. So I mean, that's not new. But in other people's reality, Like it's already doomsday. It's already happening. And then those of us that know how to jump timelines, are we jumping timelines into better things for ourselves? Like it's just a lot to think about. It's a lot to think about. But it seems like we're all operating on different timelines, and people cannot become angry with other people because things didn't happen in the your timeline like it happened in theirs, because at this point I don't know that either one is invalid, because you can't just kind of chalk it up to, oh, it's conspiracy, they're making you think that it's not, but it really did kill half of the planet. I'm confused. I'm confused. I'm so confused. Even the stuff in the, when you think about the Bible, the changes in the Bible, you'll tell somebody that this has changed and they've been reading their Bibles their whole lives and they'll tell you that it hasn't, because it was always that in their reality. Like one day I was listening to a guy, and you know that scripture that used to say, the race isn't given to the swift or the strong, but the one that can endure to the end. Doesn't say that anymore. It says it's the one given to chance. And somebody was doing a like a teaching or whatever, and they said it like it is now, the new way. And I was just like, wow, so I wonder if it's always been that in their reality. Because it wasn't that in my reality. You see what I'm saying? You see how this shit could pit us against each other? I remember when I first started looking into the Mandela Effect, there was this British guy, and he said, I feel like this is driving me mad. He said, I don't understand what's going on and I feel like I'm going mad. I don't feel like that, but I'm seeing that this is just another method of division. It's just another method of division. But anyway, guys, I I I love sun too. I love your name. She loves the sun, because I love the sun too. And one time I had a dream that I was at the ocean front in South Carolina, where I'm from, and I went through the sun like a portal and I was in Nigeria. Isn't that something? And then I just saw a report this morning that India is trying to take flight to the sun. And I'm fascinated by it all too. I am. Do you? Oh my goodness. I had the most amazing Nigerian friends when I lived in Atlanta. And so God, look how this is supposed to happen, right? Look how this conversation, I took my own self into my next segue with She Loves the Sun. So that's the other thing. So a friend and I were talking about Houston, and she was saying that there's a large population of Nigerians in Houston. And so I was like, oh, well, that's cool. That would be, a great place to go, to live or whatever, you know, because there's a variety, not just us as Americans, brown people, but all different kinds of brown people from South America, Africa. Just it's Houston's a melting pot. So and she was like, well, the Nigerians in Houston, they don't really deal with Americans like that, Black Americans. And I was like, what? Really? And she's like, yeah. And so I just kind of was taken aback by that, because I used to live in Atlanta. And I'm sorry, y'all, my son is, I don't know, doing a game or something. I don't know. But I used to live in Atlanta, and I had Nigerian friends. I had friends from Kenya. I had friends from Cameroon. And we had no issues. Okay. Well, no, it's not typical she loves the sun because a lot of us, like myself, we're Aboriginal. We're from the United States. We don't have any. We're Native American. We don't have any African ancestry. It's very minimal if we do. But we searched our archives through the state of your ancestors before they had all these DNA stuff, and ours were all Native American. But all Native Americans don't look like the long-haired TP people. Like there were darker, thicker hair. Just like everywhere you go in the world, there's a form of melanated, kinky-haired people everywhere. So no different in the United States. Everybody didn't come from Africa, but you know, of course, Pangea. Oh wow! So they say about 14% of the people that are brown in the United States came from Africa. Um, so you probably are among that 14%. I think I have some other family that are too, like down the line. So it's just amazing. But anyways, back to the conversation. So the Nigerians in Atlanta and the Black Americans, we kicked it. We networked together. We worked together. We partied together. Like it was no big deal. I make people laugh when I talk about my Nigerian friends because they have what they call a wake keeping when somebody passes away, and we in South Carolina call it a wake. But at a wake, you just go and see the person's remains, whereas a wake keeping, you're partying and they're celebrating that person off, which I thought was a beautiful concept because we do a lot of crying and mourning people in the U.S. when they leave, but I loved how the African people celebrated that person by dancing and drinking and partying and having a great time to move that person on in a happy way and not with all this mourning. I thought it was so beautiful. So I would always, if my friend invited me, I would go, and then I would go and I have such a great time. Somebody at that party would invite us to somebody else's wake keeping, so it was just on, and to the point where I was um, called the mayor of Lagos because I was always at somebody's party or at somebody's wakekeeping or whatever. So, but it was no issue with us. We didn't have any, oh, they're black from Americans. It was none of that because, of course, black people in Atlanta have status. Like, they're not lazy. They know that we work and we build just as they do. Yes, definitely New Orleans. So, with that being said, it's like we're in a different reality where it's back Africans against Americans and just you know what I mean? Like I don't know what has caused this racial divide even among brown people. And I'm not saying that that's how it is because I do have some Nigerian people that I still kind of deal with or affiliated with that don't have that issue. They don't see it as, oh, we're one thing and you're something else because we're very much alike and very similar. I'm actually going to do a okra soup challenge on my page. Hopefully it gets some type of traction, but every culture of brown people seem to have their own version of okra soup. And so I want to put mine out there from where I'm from and see what theirs look like. But with that being said, it's like, when did this divide happen? Or are we living in multiple realities where in my reality, I have these beautiful friendships and these beautiful people from other countries where I can learn their culture, they can understand mine, they can, all the biases and all the things that we have been told by the colonizers and the black boule to pit us against each other. Hi, prodigal daughter. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, look, I'm waving like you can see me. I mean, like I can see you, but oh my gosh, it is so good to see people on here that I haven't seen in a while. And like the last thing I remember when I was online, and we were talking about like leaving the country and going different places, and you were like, "Well, I've been here and I'm not going nowhere." That's the last thing I remember our conversation. Because I want to say you're in Europe, if I'm not mistaken, right? But oh my goodness, like so good for everybody to be on. Yes, and that's yep. Okay, so I knew you were in London. So since I've been on here, I don't know if I posted on this page, but I actually visited Europe. I went to Italy, I went to Greece, and where else? Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah, I went to Italy and Greece. But had a great time in Europe. So I'll have to come to London next. But she loves the sun. You're absolutely correct with the gender wars because I feel like that too. I feel like that's an internet thing. But it's playing out in the regular reality because so many people are on the internet and it's like the Truman Show thing. Like they're acting their lives out according to what they're seeing on the internet. And it is the most bizarre thing because, like, I know with many of us, we just happen to catch each other on here from time to time. But this isn't our life. This isn't our life. Like, we have a life outside of what goes on this internet. I make earlier, but I was yakety smacking. So how are you, Brandon? um, but oh, the sound went out. Is it back? Can you hear me? I like plugged the charger in. Let me know if y'all can. Is it back on now? Okay, good. Okay, good. But yeah, so but the gender war definitely is, for internet, and then it's like that. Okay, so check this out, right? I'm look, y'all are getting me together. Y'all are getting me together. So the gender war. So there's a lady on TikTok called Princella the Queen Maker, I think her name is. Very beautiful lady. So she's like, talking about what's going on in the patriarch. And we all know that something is wrong. But I believe that there was somebody on here the last time we were on. It might have been you, Queen D, or someone else. But they were saying how as we move through these different timelines, they can't take us up to any higher realm. So it's lower. So the men are from this lower dimension, even though they look like the same people we've always known, but they're from this lower dimension. So she's talking about the patriarch and how, these men, blah, 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 blah. And so she says that she dates women. So then everybody's question is, well, are you pushing lesbianism, blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, once again, so in my reality, women that are lesbian, the things that they're known the most for is the highest domestic violence rate out of all other couples, right? That was always the thing that people would push to the forefront as it related to people being lesbian, that they have the highest domestic violence rate out of everybody. But you have this person now saying, it's better for you to be with another woman because everything that you're looking for in a man, this woman has it. But then on the flip side, they have the highest domestic violence rate. So again, it's like and then you have all these people that are like following these YouTubers or following these. So, I guess it goes back to the word influencer because these people are influenced whether the person is right, wrong, or indifferent, or even if they don't have all the facts. Talk to me, y'all. Is it the internet? Is it just literally because we have the internet? Is that what it is? Is that what it is? If y'all are commenting, oh, there it is. It's too many sheeple. Exactly. Exactly. So I think what I might do, y'all, and I don't even know how that would work because I really don't like. I don't have cable. We stream. Um, I work from home, so I don't go out much. Um, I don't know because I would just like to do like a test of like I don't even know how I would do the test because I just want to know like what react I'm sorry y'all, like I don't know what is going on that is that fun for my son, but like yeah, I don't know. But I just kind of like want to test it out and see like is this everybody's experience because it's not just the experience of one person like with the thing we were talking about earlier with the thing that's back out now that we could possibly have to live on a lockdown again, that thing, um like with that, what you have one person, not one, but some people have a whole crew of people saying that this was awful. This is how it happened to us. Lots of people died. Half of the planet died from this thing when I'm in the medical field and the numbers weren't reflecting that. Are we in two separate realities? Y'all, this thing got me shooketh. Shooketh. The Whitney Houston thing. Shooketh. I don't know. Shooketh. But I honestly, and I'm going to get off here soon because I've been yakking for about 40 minutes, but I really believe with everything in me that this is just another way to divide us. This is another way to divide us. See, she loves the sun. That's how I feel. But I promise you, if you were on this platform that I was on, and I only go there for news, world news, the way these people were talking about what happened during that time, you would question your own reality because these people were literally so passionate, and I can't imagine it not being real to them because of all the emotion that was with it. Like they just, did I say the wrong word? I think I said compassion or something. I don't know. But anyways, it was so real to them until you would just like question what happened with you. But okay, so exactly. However, half of the planet, half of the planet. That's a big number of people to say that just is just gone. Another thing, if they keep us divided, and you can believe what you see, that I get that because most of the time when things happen with me, it'll be something that I'll see on, and then it'll play out in my regular life in reality. So somebody might say such and such and such is gonna happen, or blah 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 blah, and then I'll see something play out in my reality to confirm that. But again, what I even just said, my reality, it might not be yours because when there are people in high places that have machines that can change things with I don't even know what. because the changes in the Bible are retarded at best. And I don't even like using that word, but some of the changes you're just like, what? That was not there. That wasn't there. Nobody was pissing on the walls or pisseth on the walls. Nobody was doing that in the Bible before I read the Bible. It is like it's mysterious. It's weird. It's bizarre. Bizarre. And okay, oh my God, I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna get off. Okay, but do y'all remember the guy, Bluebeard, the Australian guy? Do y'all remember that guy? And do you guys remember him saying that they were being like attacked by dinosaurs and all kind of craziness? And no, I mean, like other people was like commenting that they were the same things was happening in them and all this craziness. And I remember just being like, what the hell? I'm just about to watch Adjustment Bureau. I think it has this timeline theme. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out too then, because I'm having. You never heard about that? Oh my gosh, y'all, Bluebeard. I don't even know if that man is still online. I mean, but you remember Prodigal Daughter because I think I've discussed him on my channel in the past. So I know you probably remember us talking about him. But he was saying that they were being inundated by like freaking dinosaurs where they were. And I was just like, and other people were saying the same things were happening to them. Like this man went missing for months. Yo, I think I stopped like looking at the channel. Yeah, girl. And he was a great information bringer, but the dinosaur stuff was the craziest. And I had no idea. There were a lot of things happening to them, and he said he was in and out of timelines and crazy. I mean, like he would have some of the craziest stories. It really was. Prodigal Daughter, we've been trucking in this thing. We really have. Like it's been a long time. It has been a long time. We have been trucking along, and look at how this thing is. We still have questions. Yep, he sure did because and they were acting like that the daughter never existed. Yep, I think so. I think so too. She loves the son. I think so too. Yeah, we go way back. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's been a long time. Like, it's been a long time. And like I said, we still have questions. We still have questions. Like, that's the most interesting part is that we still have questions. Yep. And all these black mirrors around us. I discussed it on my channel one time before about how most of our bedrooms are set up where our mirror is sitting right over our bed, like, facing us almost. All these black mirrors around us. Of course, we pray and speak protection over ourselves, but we're sleeping around portals all the time, so it would be easy to do, you know? It would be very easy to do. And they always say you're at your most vulnerable when you're sleeping, so. But we're not vulnerable. We're protected. I dare you to come through a black mirror. You'll be gone time you hit this atmosphere. Me either. They're definitely portals. Definitely. But you guys, just something to ponder. Is this the new divide that they're bringing upon us? Things being different in your world than in mine, vice versa. Different groups, different situations. It's just something to think about. Is this a new way to pit us against each other? But y'all have a great Saturday. I just wanted to pop in and discuss that. It is always good to hang out with y'all. I'm so glad y'all came in. Like and share the video. I don't want to sound like every other YouTuber, but I think people need to hear this, especially those of us that are Mandela affected. So, but y'all have a good day. Talk to you soon. Great. All right, catch up. Yep. All right, take care, y'all.